The galaxy celebrates as the Galactic Council declares victory over humanity. Admiral Rex of the Blue Fleet addresses the gathered alien races in the Grand Council chamber. The war has lasted 3 years, and Earth's scattered colonies have fallen. One by one, the story opens with Captain Drake leading the final human resistance fleet in a desperate last stand near the Outer Rim. His small force of 20 ships faces the combined might of 5 alien races: the reptilian saurians, the insectoid hive, the crystalline builders, the gaseous cloud people, and the mechanical forge. The battle is brutal and quick. Drake's fleet is overwhelmed, their ships torn apart by superior numbers and technology. Back at the council chamber, Fleet Commander Voss receives word of the victory. The alien leaders celebrate, believing they have finally ended the human threat. The Saurian general hisses his satisfaction, while the Hive Queen's mental voice buzzes with pleasure. They had feared humanity's rapid expansion and aggressive nature. Now, with Earth cut off and isolated, the humans pose no further threat. The Council votes to blockade Earth permanently. No ships in, no ships out. Humanity will be left to wither on their home world, forgotten by the galaxy. The vote passes. With overwhelming support, Admiral Rex declares the war officially over. On Earth, President Hayes receives the news of the Outer Fleet's destruction. The planet mourns its dead heroes. General Stone, head of Earth Defense Command, reports that all contact with the colonies has been lost. Earth stands alone, surrounded by enemy fleets that patrol every jump point. But in the deep bunkers beneath Earth's surface, something stirs. The Dreadnought program, humanity's most secret project, continues its work. Dr. Bell checks the construction, reports the massive ships are nearly complete, hidden in underground shipyards that took decades to build. These are not ordinary vessels. They are monuments to human engineering. Each one the size of a small city. The aliens celebrate too early. They know nothing of what humanity has been building in secret. As the galaxy declares victory and begins to forget about the defeated humans, Earth prepares to remind them why humanity earned their fear in the first place. The real war is about to begin. 6 months pass in seeming peace. The Galactic Council has moved on to other matters, confident that the human problem is solved. Trade routes reopen, and the various alien races begin to prosper without human interference. The blockade around Earth is maintained, but with reduced forces, just enough to watch for any escape attempts. On Earth, the underground shipyards work around the clock. The Dreadnought program has been in development for 15 years, started in secret when humanity first encountered hostile aliens. Dr. Bell oversees the final preparations of the fleet's flagship, the Titan. Each dreadnought is over 5 kilometers long, armed with weapons the aliens have never seen. Captain Ford is chosen to command the lead ship. A veteran of the early alien wars, she has waited years for this moment. The dreadnoughts used new technology, quantum drives that don't need jump points, armor made from compressed matter, and weapons that tear holes in space itself. Humanity spent decades preparing for this war while appearing to fight conventionally. The first dreadnought launches from its hidden base beneath the Pacific Ocean, then the second, then the third. One by one, 12 massive ships rise from Earth's depths. They are invisible to alien sensors. Using stealth technology reverse-engineered from captured enemy ships, meanwhile, Captain Mills leads a scouting mission to the nearest blockade point. His small stealth ship observes the alien patrol. Just 6 ships, bored and complacent, after months of quiet duty. The aliens have grown lazy, certain that Earth poses no threat. Mills reports back to Earth Command with detailed intelligence. On the alien worlds, life continues normally. The Saurian home planet celebrates a religious festival, while the Hive Queen expands her colonies to former human worlds. None of them notice the strange energy readings from Earth's solar system. Their long-range sensors detect nothing unusual. General Stone briefs the Dreadnought captains in Earth's war room. The plan is simple but devastating. Strike simultaneously at 12 key targets across the galaxy. Hit the alien fleets while they are scattered and unprepared. The element of surprise will be complete. Captain Ford runs final checks on the Titan, the ship's crew of 10,000 soldiers, and spacers prepare for humanity's return to the stars. They know this mission will either free their species or doom them forever. There is no middle ground. The Dreadnoughts begin their journey, slipping past the blockade undetected. They spread out across the galaxy, each heading to its assigned target. The aliens remain unaware that humanity's true fleet has left. Earth, the galaxy is about to learn that reports of humanity's defeat were greatly exaggerated. Asterisk. The Titan arrives at the Saurian home system first. Captain Ford studies the enemy positions. From the edge of the system, 3 battle fleets patrol the area, over 60 ships in total. The Saurian commanders have grown comfortable with their victory. Keeping their ships in loose formations, Ford gives the order to attack. The Titan drops its stealth field and opens fire. The first volley tears through a Saurian cruiser, splitting it in half. The aliens scramble to respond, but they have never faced weapons like these. The Dreadnought's quantum cannons punch through, their shields like paper. Across the galaxy, 11 other strikes begin simultaneously. Captain Ross attacks the Hive fleet at Centauri Prime. Captain Blake hits the Builder formation at the Edge Nebula. Each Dreadnought faces overwhelming odds, but their superior technology and firepower level the playing field. The Titan moves through the Saurian fleet like a predator among prey. Ford's crew works with deadly efficiency, their years of training paying off. The ship's point defense systems destroy incoming missiles, while the main guns tear apart capital ships. In 20 minutes, half the Saurian fleet is destroyed or disabled. Admiral Rex receives the first emergency reports in his command. Center, attack at 12 locations. Unknown human ships. Massive casualties. At first, he refuses to believe it. How could Earth have built such a fleet? Where did these ships come from? The Hive Queen's mental scream echoes across space as Captain Ross destroys her breeding ships. The insectoid fleet swarms the Dreadnought Storm, but its armor holds against their bioacid weapons. Ross fires the ship's Nova cannon, creating a brief artificial star that vaporizes dozens of Hive vessels. Captain Ford pursues the fleeing Saurian admiral to the edge of the system. The alien's flagship is fast, but not fast enough. The Titan's quantum drive allows it to jump short distances without warning. Ford appears directly in front of the enemy ship and fires a single shot. The Saurian flagship explodes in a brilliant flash. Emergency sessions convene across the galaxy. The Cloud People abandon their trade stations, fleeing to deep space. The Forge recall their construction fleets, converting them to military vessels. The Builder Collective broadcasts surrender offers that no one is listening to. On Earth, President Hayes addresses the planet. Humanity is no longer trapped. The Dreadnoughts have broken the blockade and struck fear into their enemies' hearts. But this is only the beginning. The real test will come when the aliens organize their response. General Stone coordinates the fleet movements from Earth Command. The Dreadnoughts have accomplished their first objectives, but now they face counterattacks. The aliens still outnumbered humanity's forces, and they are adapting quickly to the new threat. Captain Ford receives new orders as the Titan finishes mopping up the Saurian system. The ship is to proceed to the next target, keeping the pressure on the enemy. There can be no pause, no rest. Humanity must press their advantage before the aliens can regroup. The galaxy burns as the Dreadnoughts continue their rampage. What started as alien victory has become their nightmare. Humanity has returned to the stars with a vengeance, and nothing will ever be the same. Aboard the Death Bloom, panic begins to set in among the Helix command staff. 3 of their most devastating weapons have failed completely. The bioelectric pulse, neural toxins, and acid bioships have never failed before. Vex Prime contacts his war council, demanding explanations. The answer comes from their chief biologist. These humans appear to have developed in an environment of constant warfare. Their technology is primitive but immune to our weapons. Their biology is simple but incredibly resilient. They've created weapons and defenses we've never encountered because we've never fought a species this ... aggressive. Part 2 ends with a chilling realization spreading through the Helix fleet. They haven't encountered a primitive species. They've encountered a species that perfected warfare before reaching space. And now Captain Miller gives the order that will change everything. Weapons free. Show them how humans fight. The Iron Will opens fire with a sound that reverberates through space itself. The main railguns discharge with electromagnetic fury, launching solid tungsten projectiles at incredible velocities. The aliens have never encountered kinetic weapons of this magnitude, while they perfected bioenergy shields that could deflect plasma and energy beams. They have no defense against simple metal moving at tremendous speed. The first tungsten rod punches through the Death Bloom's biohull like a spear through tissue paper. The alien ship's living armor, designed to regenerate from energy damage, has no mechanism to repair massive physical punctures. Green biofluid sprays into space as the Helix flagship shudders under the impact. Vex Prime stares in shock at the damage reports flooding his biodisplays. The human projectile didn't just penetrate their hull. It passed completely through 17 decks before exiting the other side. The ship's healing systems are desperately trying to seal the wound, but the damage is too massive and too sudden. Captain Miller watches the results through his optical periscope with grim satisfaction. Target the next largest vessel. Load high explosive rounds. The Iron Will's secondary batteries rotate on mechanical pivots. Targeting systems calculating trajectories, using analog computers and human intuition. Lieutenant Blake coordinates the weapons barrage with practiced precision. The missile pods open with mechanical precision, revealing rows of chemical propellant warheads. These aren't energy weapons or plasma torpedoes. They're simple explosives, TNT, RDX, and other compounds humans perfected centuries ago. The aliens, bioshields designed to absorb energy, offer no protection against the raw concussive force of chemical explosions. The first missile volley strikes the Helix fleet like a hammer blow. The warheads detonate against biohulls in brilliant flashes of chemical fire. The alien ships, evolved to survive energy attacks, buckle and shatter under explosive forces their designers never considered. Living hulls crack and split as shock. Waves propagate through structures never meant to withstand physical trauma. Aboard the Death Bloom, Vex Prime desperately contacts his fleet commanders. Half his ships are already crippled or destroyed. The human warship continues its mechanical assault with methodical precision. Every few seconds, another railgun discharge sends tungsten death through his fleet. Every minute, another missile. Volley adds chemical destruction to the carnage. How are they targeting us? Vex Prime demands of his sensor officers. The human ship shows no energy signatures for targeting computers, no quantum arrays for fire control, but their accuracy is devastating. The answer comes from a terrified biotechnician. They're using optical sighting systems. Commander, primitive. Visual targeting combined with manual calculations. Our jamming systems can't disrupt something that basic. Captain Miller moves through his ship with calm efficiency, coordinating the battle through mechanical intercoms and analog communications. The crew works with practiced coordination, loading weapons manually, targeting through periscopes, calculating firing solutions on paper and slide rules. The aliens' electronic warfare capabilities are useless against systems that don't use electronics. Chief Engineer Bob Martinez reports from the engine room that all systems are running smoothly. The ship's mechanical engines, chemical fuel systems, and analog controls are completely immune to the aliens' disruption weapons. While the Helix fleet struggles with damaged biosystems and failing organic computers, the Iron Will operates at peak efficiency. The battle turns into a massacre. Helix ships designed for swift conquests find themselves helpless against human weapons. Their bioenergy shields fail against kinetic projectiles. Their healing systems can't cope with chemical explosives. Their electronic warfare capabilities are useless against analog systems. But the most devastating realization for the Helix Empire comes when they try to retreat. Their bioships, designed for overwhelming attack, are slow and cumbersome when damaged. The Iron Will, built for sustained combat, pursues relentlessly. Captain Miller's orders echo through mechanical speakers. No survivors. No witnesses. No mercy. Vex Prime makes a desperate decision. He activates the fleet's final weapon, a bioplague designed to sterilize entire planets. If they can't defeat the human warship, they'll destroy the human colonies. The plague pods launch toward the nearby mining world, carrying death for millions of innocents. Lieutenant Blake tracks the plague pods through optical scanners and reports to Captain Miller. The captain's response is immediate and decisive. Intercept course. Maximum speed. Load the special warheads. The special warheads are humanity's own doomsday weapon, not bioplagues or energy weapons, but something far simpler and more terrible. Nuclear warheads, fission and fusion weapons perfected in humanity's violent past. The aliens, who never developed atomic weapons due to their biotechnology focus, have no concept of nuclear warfare. Part 3 ends with the Iron Will racing to intercept the plague pods while Vex Prime watches his fleet burning around him. The human warship has shattered 17 victories worth of alien confidence in less than an hour. And now the aliens are about to learn humanity's most terrible lesson. Some species don't just fight to win, they fight to ensure their enemies never threaten anyone again. The Iron Will intercepts the bioplague pods just minutes before they reach the mining colony's atmosphere. Captain Miller gives the order that changes everything. Deploy nuclear countermeasures. The warheads launch from the ship's missile bays, not toward enemy ships, but toward the deadly bioweapons threatening innocent civilians. The nuclear detonations bloom like miniature suns in space. each explosion vaporizing entire plague pods and sterilizing the bioweapons within. The atomic fire spreads outward in expanding spheres of pure destruction, consuming every trace of the alien plague. What took the Helix Empire decades to develop is eliminated in seconds by humanity's most feared weapon. Vex Prime watches the nuclear explosions through his bioviewers with complete incomprehension. His science officers struggle to explain what they're seeing. The energy readings are off their scales, but these aren't energy weapons in any sense they understand. The humans are harnessing the fundamental forces of matter itself, splitting atoms to create destruction. Impossible, Vex Prime whispers, watching his ultimate weapon burn away in nuclear fire. No species develops atomic weapons before biotechnology. It's too dangerous, too unstable. They would destroy themselves before reaching space. But humans did develop atomic weapons first, learning to split atoms decades before perfecting genetic engineering. They learned to harness nuclear fire while still bound to a single world, understanding its terrible power before they ever reached the stars. Other species saw atomic weapons as too primitive, too dangerous. Humans saw them as necessary tools of war. Captain Miller contacts the surviving alien ships through simple radio transmission, the same technology humans used for decades before developing faster communication methods. His message is broadcasting clear, unencrypted audio. This is Captain Jake Miller of the human warship Iron Will. You have threatened innocent civilians with biological weapons. This aggression will not be tolerated. The message continues with cold precision. You will withdraw from all human territory immediately. Any ship that remains in human space after 10 minutes will be destroyed. Any ship that approaches human colonies will be destroyed. Any ship that threatens human civilians will face nuclear response. Vex Prime realizes with growing horror that the humans aren't just winning, they're dictating terms. In less than 2 hours, his unstoppable conquest fleet has been reduced to burning wreckage and desperate survivors. The species, he thought, primitive has weapons his empire has never encountered and defenses against every tool in the Helix arsenal. Admiral Rex struggles to coordinate a response as reports flood in from across the galaxy. The human Dreadnoughts have destroyed or scattered 12 major fleets. Panic spreads through the Galactic Council as member races demand protection for their home worlds. The aliens attempt to track the mysterious human ships, but the Dreadnoughts vanish after each attack. Their quantum drives allow them to jump anywhere without using predictable routes. Captain Ford leads the Titan to the Builder Core worlds, while Captain Ross hunts hive-breeding colonies in the Spiral Arm. General Vale of the Forge proposes a massive counterstrike against Earth itself. If they can destroy humanity's home world, the Dreadnoughts will have no base to return to. Rex reluctantly agrees. Gathering the largest fleet in galactic history, over 800 ships from all 5 races on Earth, Dr. Bell tracks the alien fleet movements through spy networks and neutral systems. The enemy is mobilizing everything for one desperate attack. Earth's remaining defense fleets total only 40 ships, not nearly enough to stop what is coming. President Hayes makes a difficult decision. Earth will not evacuate. If humanity runs now, they will be hunted across the stars forever. This is where they make their stand. General Stone begins preparing Earth's planetary defenses, orbital weapons platforms, ground-based missile systems, and the ultimate contingency plan. The Dreadnoughts receive recall orders, but only half can return in time. Captain Ford pushes the Titans, drives to their limit. racing across space to reach Earth. Captain Mills, commanding the Thunder, is too far away to help. The battle will be decided by 6 dreadnoughts against 800 enemy ships. The alien armada enters the solar system in a massive formation. Rex leads from the front, determined to end the human threat once and for all. Behind him, the combined might of the galaxy spreads across space like a metal storm cloud. Earth's defense coordinator, Colonel Wright, watches the enemy approach on her screens. The odds are impossible, but humanity has faced impossible odds before. The 6 dreadnoughts take position around Earth, their crews ready for the fight of their lives. The battle begins at maximum range as the alien fleet opens fire. Thousands of missiles streak through space toward Earth and the defending dreadnoughts. Captain Ford maneuvers the Titan to intercept the largest concentration of enemy ships, her quantum cannons carving through their formation. The Storm and Thunder work together, using their nova cannons to create artificial stars that blind enemy sensors. Captain Blake's hammer charges directly into the alien center, its armor absorbing incredible punishment, while its weapons gut capital ships at point-blank range. But the numbers are overwhelming. The dreadnought Justice takes critical damage and begins to fall back toward Earth. The Sword loses its main drive and drifts helplessly as enemy ships swarm it. Captain Ford realizes they cannot win through firepower alone. Rex thinks victory is within his grasp as the human ships take damage. His fleet has lost over 200 vessels, but the dreadnoughts are clearly struggling. He orders the final assault, sending everything at Earth itself. Then Colonel Wright activates Earth's secret weapon. Hidden orbital stations reveal themselves, armed with the same quantum technology as the dreadnoughts. The planet itself becomes a fortress, its weapons reaching out to destroy attacking ships. But even with the orbital defenses, Earth cannot hold. The alien fleet is too large, too determined. As enemy ships begin to break through toward the planet's surface, Captain Ford makes a desperate decision. She orders all dreadnoughts to implement Protocol 7, ramming speed. The remaining human ships accelerate toward the alien fleet's core, their crews prepared to sacrifice everything for humanity's survival. The galaxy watches as 6 ships face 800 in the ultimate test of human determination. Captain Ford drives the Titan straight into the heart of the alien fleet. Her crew works frantically to maintain power as enemy fire pounds their ship. The dreadnought's armor holds, but barely. Around her, the other human ships follow her lead, abandoning all defensive positions for one final assault. Admiral Rex cannot believe what he is seeing. The human ships are acting like madmen, charging into certain death, but they're desperate. Attack is working. The alien formation wavers as massive dreadnoughts tear through their ranks. Like sharks among fish, the hammer rams directly into a saurian battleship, both vessels exploding in a nuclear fireball. Captain Blake's sacrifice takes out 3 more enemy ships in the blast. The Thunder follows, its nova cannon overloading to create a brief supernova that vaporizes an entire wing of the alien fleet. But the Titan survives its charge, emerging from the enemy formation with heavy damage but still fighting. Ford realizes they have created chaos in the alien ranks. Ships are colliding with each other, firing on their own allies in the confusion. The perfect formation has become a deadly tangle. Colonel Wright seizes the moment, ordering Earth's orbital platforms to target the alien command ships. Her quantum weapons reach across space to destroy Rex's flagship bridge. The alien admiral dies, still wondering how humans could fight so recklessly yet so effectively without central command. The alien fleet begins to fall apart. Different races start arguing over tactics. The Hive Queen orders her ships to retreat, while the Saurian generals demand continued attack. The Cloud People simply vanish, abandoning their allies without warning. Captain Ford rallies the surviving Dreadnoughts for one final push. The Titan and two damaged sister ships drive toward the remaining alien core. Their quantum drives overload from the strain, but they press forward. Behind them, Earth's defenses provide covering fire. The remaining alien ships break and run. What started as the largest fleet in galactic history becomes a rout as species after species abandons the battle. The builders surrender openly, broadcasting their submission on all frequencies. The Forge recall their ships to defend their home. Worlds, on Earth, President Hayes broadcasts humanity's victory to the galaxy. The message is simple. Humanity is back, and they will not be caged again. Any species that wants peace can have it, but those who choose war will face the consequences. Dr. Bell begins plans for a new fleet. The Dreadnought technology has proven itself, but humanity needs more ships to secure their victory. Construction begins on 50 new vessels, each incorporating lessons learned from the battle. Captain Ford surveys the wreckage around Earth from the Titan's bridge. Her ship is battered but intact, a testament to human engineering and determination. Around her, the debris of 800 alien ships drifts in space, proof that humanity cannot be conquered. The Galactic Council convenes an emergency session, but half the members are missing. Some races have fled to distant galaxies. Others have offered surrender terms to Earth. The balance of power has shifted permanently. General Stone presents the new strategic situation to Earth's leadership. Humanity now controls the space around their home world completely. The blockade is broken, the alien fleets scattered or destroyed. For the first time in 3 years, human ships can travel freely to the stars. But victory brings new challenges. Earth must decide what to do with their defeated enemies. Some call for vengeance, others for mercy. President Hayes chooses a middle path. Former enemies who surrender will be protected, but those who continue to fight will face the full might of humanity's growing fleet. The galaxy learns a hard lesson about humanity. They are not just fighters or explorers, they are survivors who never give up. The aliens thought they had won when they isolated Earth, but they only gave humanity time to prepare their ultimate weapon. As the story ends, Captain Ford takes the Titan out of Earth's solar system for the first time in months. Behind her, construction crews work on the new Dreadnoughts that will ensure humanity's freedom. The galaxy declared victory too early. Now they must live with the consequences. The war that began with humanity's apparent defeat ends with their enemies scattered across the stars. Earth's Dreadnoughts have changed everything, proving that sometimes the greatest victories come from the darkest defeats. Humanity has reclaimed their place in the galaxy, and they will never be trapped again.